Okay, I'm back with another update. Phoenix Wright is Attorney. So yesterday we got hit with. Okay, so I think it's better for us to load. Okay, let's load. Okay, so we managed to get out of to help Lana is survive another day. Okay, and what happened yesterday is that the most important thing is that we have the security video. Okay, video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Okay, so here where we saw this, the security camera video, okay? And if you pay attention, that there is the light is on, meaning that it is not locked, okay? And here you see, you know, where we think Bruce Goodman is, okay? Okay, and he opened the you know the locker. Now the thing is, that is not Bruce Goodman. That is Jake Marshall. Okay, he admitted it. Okay, and here, okay, he got slashed. But the thing is, it's not his blood. It's actually Officer Meegan's blood. Okay, and I want you to pay attention to this one over here. Like nothing, right? Okay, and now as you can see, the Officer Meegan's is out cold, and right there, see that? Okay, so that is the trench coat for the trench coat of Goodman's. Okay, so the thing is that we found out that Jake Marshall is doing this because why he did that is because he wants to find out the truth, okay, of that day, and he don't want to let the statutory limit reach, okay, and like he trying to find the SL line more information about it, okay, because pay attention, this is the victims of the killing, Neil Marshall, which is his brother. I don't know whether he's younger or older. Okay, so we know that his brother was a prosecutor murdered 2 years ago in the SL9 incident. Okay, and then later we had a crazy theory of murder theory where Andrew was like, "Oh yeah, that was a theory. The thing is, Bruce Goodman was murdered there." Yeah, like earlier. Wait, what? But we already proved that we already proved that. Okay, give me a second. Floor plans. Okay, we already proved that that Bruce Goodman was actually in the video was actually Jake Marshall. But then there's still blood stains here. So, and then like you definitely can't put it. You can't leave a blood print if the blue badger is here. So I found out that okay, the last person here, 7/7s, okay, is the true culprit. He's the one that brought Bruce Goodman over there and murdered him there. Okay, and later on, I just don't know how frame Lana and stuff. Okay, now let's find out who's the 7/7s. Lucky 7. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah, the murder. The thing is that in order to get Joe Dark, okay, like acquitted, they have to forge some evidence so that they can actually prosecute him, okay, and that's a pretty underhanded way. In other words, like they could have hid the true killer. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for Joe Dark killing. Not everyone heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with all those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Oh, kinda did. It's online incident. Well, it happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then, suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother? Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside of the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? After the incident, I don't remember the moment Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall, but you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor office wanted that guilty verdict so badly, Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He could have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that, the case ended. Lana was never the same again. She became cool like she is today. She must not have been able to face up what she did, especially not to Emma. What's the permanent picture? What did you see in the instant the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You must have been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'll become a scientific investigator. I wanted to be able to fight crimes with my testimonies and find the evidence to make that an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I finally start to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about the crime. Something puzzling. There's still something puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? There's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interrogation, and fled into my sister's office. But why did she run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective office and questioning room are right across the elevator. Across the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. You didn't tell us. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dart case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. What? What? That? What? You mean... How? 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 This is so stupid. Lana used to be a detective, and how? That's not the point. The point is that how did she get up so high? I better have another talk with her. Detention center. Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence, I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh, about how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Today's trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at trial today. Not the least which was the fact this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, so I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. In that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't just involve me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana so faced before. Detective, it was true. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the report could even be filed. Huh? Say that again? Emma really idolized her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about the investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Doc, 2 years ago, I was second in command in the detective investigating part. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigation. They even had the same office? Wait. Doesn't that mean that they are not trying to go for Lana or Emma? That guy's trying to go for Gant. Detective Goodman, whose case it was Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. They asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma? Nope. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. First one you seen. Damon Gann and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. Wait, he got away from both of them? The investigation was in its final stages and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gann and Marshall let their guards down and then fled their room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Chief Officer Gann, Deputy Chief Gann, and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gann and Marshall were questioning Dark. Wait. This is fucking sus. If he's the killer, how did he kill when he's on top of it? Oh damn. 3 bodies? Officer Marshall, the victim. Emma, who had passed out. And suspect, Joe Dark. He was... During the struggle, it seemed Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma and carried her out of the room and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite the coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extreme because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his action came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. Guess he wasn't convinced that ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. The case might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gann and I shared. The office that Mr. Gann now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kinda quiet around here today. You're right, the chief detective seems to be the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. We can examine. Detective Des. Okay, what is he doing now? That's it, the villain used a time machine! Very clever indeed. That would explain the alibi. The future might not be so far away after all. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. That man must be the chief of detective. He's staring at the screen so hard it might shatter. What? Dark case may have been fabricated. That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anybody. That's the guy who cares about his work. He was playing chess the other day. So this is the police mascot, is it? Yeah, we talked about her. Okay, let's move. Let's go to the entrance. Howdy, Bambina. Why is he not under arrest? Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. He's supposed to be under arrest, right? He tried to. He impersonates somebody in the police office, well, in the police department. Not to mention that, okay? Like, it's involved in some sort of a murder cover-up. At the very least, he should be fired. At the very least. Okay, Sarah. You never know where life lead you, eh, Bambina? Should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Thank you. Must be his pet cactus. Wait, that cactus died? How? Hey, where were you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. Wait, you're interrogating? It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do you prospect head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Dark trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. Scars that the Asshole Lion incident left behind. Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. Sorry about this, but he got the looks and the brains. And you don't even have the bronze. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? The king of prosecutors. Knew it. What are you looking at me for? Why are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Stars. There was something going on behind the scenes in the case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that case, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they would be careful enough not to be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I meant Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Gant and Sky. The investigation lead Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone knew knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that mentions it. Now that he mentioned it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Mabina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. Let me guess. You got Gant's help to forge the evidence. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. The boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gann. Don't believe me? Well, I don't believe you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. You should be behind bars for impersonating people. Too bad I won't be around working with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Just for fun. The Blue Badger is still riding around today. It just bothers me. Whose fingerprint is that? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing about like crazy since the other day. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Okay, this is gonna be a joke. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. So I coughed aloud, right? Then, you know what he says? What are you, a moron? I'm an undercover agent. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was just listening to how his friend messed up. They make a good pair. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama is in action. Okay, never mind. I need to go to the... This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they are all in the conference room. Thanks. You actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did, and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word he used for those. Sir, I'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting alley to the other building and take the elevator to the top. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Now, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief office. Oh god. Chief's office. Why is there an organ here? Why? Police Department Chief's office. Whoa, where am I? The chief office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, right? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in the kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius. I never could remember where C was. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. Alright, so righto, have you been swimming lately? No, haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I had my hands full too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct, and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall right there? You know, I'm very sus of the armor on the right. Hey, if you notice, isn't that the weird vase that we made? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't seem to quite put my finger on it though. Gantian picture added to the court record. And? Uh-oh. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. Give me a second. Huh. Shit! Shit! The murder weapon! It's the spear! I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now, hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. So what do you mean? Chief can't deny our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. Well, one reason could be he doesn't want us snooping around, you know, sensitive evidence. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief office. Criminal affairs. Gumshoe. Speak of the devil. Hey pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? You know one thing? I think I should make this one bigger. Let me see. Why don't we make it a little bit bigger? Oh. Okay, it's much. Yeah, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? Just taking a breather. My feet hurt from sitting down so long. Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edworth? Edworth? No. Why'd you ask? He's under fire from both police department and prosecutor's office. It's almost like battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edward has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Suck. Edward's crisis. But why would Edward be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lanaska is guilty. Is the guilty party, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around Mr. Edward. His amazing talent as prosecutors kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edward not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes sir. Let's go for lunch again sometime, I treat. Yes sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay Dick? Yes sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. You are sticking out if you ask me. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edward just might crack. That's a line. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girl? Me. It seems Detective Marshall never realized Emma was the girl. That was when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Let's see. I think it had something to do with a murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress me. That we should show him the murder weapon. Didn't say anything. Okay, we'll show him. He might just jog his memory. Present. Present. About this. Hey! That? It has the tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in my locker. In the locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. That's the crime. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him to take serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man. And the jogger came to the scene and witnessed it all. Finally, he turned himself in. Since he was a pretty careless animal, of course this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence, but he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. The crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. The murder weapon. Wait, just now I missed out something. A kid walked by just then too, so he killed him too. Then there's the bot. I'm not pressing anything. He's just, blabbing on. That's one thing I don't like. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it. He bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using the murder weapon. Using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it in his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. Huh? That's pretty conclusive. Stab in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was found. A knife tip was in the wound. Switchblade updated in the court record. Broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective ID card can open it. Why? That's the chief office. What? Even you? Oh god, this police department is doomed. What? But if I let the civilian in there, I'll be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'll be canned. Oh, sorry pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that will make him change his mind. Something that will make him change his mind, eh? Let's try the team picture. Let me share a advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. That's all right. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice? I for one ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, the serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dart guilty. Let's see. Ah, the unstable jar! About that jar, I think I've seen it before. Somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Cat? Where could I have seen that before? It's there! There! Now there's something. Look. Look. Red muffler. Red muffler. Hell. About this. Hey, is that the SL9? What about this? Sorry. I think this is gonna be a very important one later. Marshall's fingerprint. The print had been white. Can we show him this? This ID we learned. You can do just whatever. Scary. It's only scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Gumshoe. I forgot my secret number a lot. I'm scared of myself. But I'm here after all. Well, what could be wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. Let's show the blue badger. This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain on the evidence locker with his life. That's more than you can say about most officers nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit he's right though. Thanks to the blue badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15 PM. What else can I show him? How about this? That ID card record, isn't it? Yes, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 PM, the victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 7777777. That's 17 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Yeah, but how am I gonna tie it? Ah, we can show him this. Oh, a lost item report, huh? Very impressive, Detective. You knew it was what it was right off the bat. Well, I'm a master of misplacement, you know. Master that has the cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they are meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. A higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. Let's show him this. No. What can I show her? Your locker can be signed. No reason. Wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, detective? The handprint of the real murderer gloved hand, without any fingerprint. Shh! If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think you do better pleading to fetch work. Marshall fingerprints? I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. Oh god, now I can see where he get the clumsiness from. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. And that's you. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Let me share. What do I need to show him? What do I need to show him? Hey, that's it. King and Prosecutor Edward God. You know, one thing is that why this one is only a shield. But if you take a look at this, there's like a sword with it as well. You know, it could be the murder weapon as well. Found in Mr. Edward's car, stabbed with Mr. Edward's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... Sure, of course someone else did it. Let's see. Found in Mr. Nope, that's not it. The SL line? Fine. Cell phone? Yeah, but what is it? It's us? That's the photo that Miss Star took. Anything you can tell us about it? Well, Miss Star is quite the lady. Well, I remember it was winter, I was 16. Okay, this is so long. Victim shoe? Ugh. How about the rubber glove? Do I need to find shoes? I think I need. Okay, what now? That man must be a female detective. What? Police department makes fatal error. What do I do? Quick, someone bring me the classified. Help wanted censured. So much for duty. I got it! I'm the culprit! Very clever indeed. Who would have thought of multiple personalities? I don't see how else he could have done it. I guess it's time to have my head checked. I think it's way past time for that. Let's go to the detention center and ask about this Neil autopsy. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside of court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. He really means it. Lana. Picture. Okay, let's check. Smile for the camera. Let's move. Underground parking lot. No one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, Arthur will finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Look! A door! This must be something. It's locked. A step ladder. A divider. It's not it. She's gonna kick it. B block. Eek. It's okay, don't cry. Maybe there's a Lunchland Olympics team. Ah, god damn it. Let's move to the upper floor. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. Huh? What are you guys doing here? He was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I have to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase the fact. But you didn't know anything, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and prosecutor office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. But it's not your fault. The police department error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can keep this kind of emotion bottled off. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for tomorrow's trial? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be more honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. Too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I know what I have to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. But that was the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seems strange about it. This one? This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yep, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor trophy looked like up until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? It sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction is what the award's based on. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put it somewhere else, like on a shelf. That has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean, anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past? You asking me? Why can't you just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling about this shield. Look, do you notice anything different? Different. Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the court record? Well, I better present this other shield. Okay. Let's ask him the last one. Could you tell us about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes. Just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written in two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. The claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredited them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was thus speechless. Thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born. I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely. They symbolize the merchant's item. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it is in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Thanks, Mr. Edra. I learned something new today. That's funny. Is that so? Why you were only given a shield? You have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. King of Prosecutor's Trophy? Read it. Wait. Let's examine. I think we can just move. Huh? Excuse me. I knew it. I knew she's gonna be here. Would either of you care for a quarter pounder of roast beef? Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence of the case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? Do you know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Dark Investigation. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall. So he must have been going through hell. Gone through hell? You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on the S9 case. But of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. After case closed, that legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dart get what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then, Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing is quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye were merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solve all kind of cases together, don't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the case he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him back then. No one ever dared to confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Ricky. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Police department entrance. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. Huh? You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. Leaving my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. That's it. Yeah, everyone knows that. Wait, give me a second, let me restart. Wait, a bit more? Hey, this design was based on the old Chinese parable, right? Yeah, everyone knows that. There was this, dragon. Yeah, that's it. A dragon. He had a thing for shields, see? That's not exactly the version we heard. Oh, no, but this one sounds more exciting. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details. Stable jaw. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Okay, this one we've heard before. What can I show him? Oh, Francesca, you're more lovely than a marsupial inn. Quiet, Jane Mark. Words will not just spoil the moment. Words will just spoil the moment. Now, hold me close. Yes, this approach allows for much more intrigue. You see, he's given up on the mystery genre. Dang it! I don't have an evidence. Oh. Wait. Let's show him this. Let's go into our office. You gonna see this? Fine. We go back to the police, to the entrance. Criminal affairs. Present attorney's badge. Here's my attorney badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. You can do just about anything these days with a card. Scary. It's only scary because you keep dropping your card and it's not true. Oh god. How can I make you give up your damn card? Come on! Give me your card! Give me your damn card! Maybe we can ask about the screwdriver. Oh, come on! What is it? ID card record, right? Yes. Come on, please! Give me the damn card! Yeah, but if we do that, then it's like, we're gonna get him fired. Come on! God damn it. Wait, let me just talk to everybody. Underground parking lot. Let's talk about this. Miss Star, the only thing I can give you is a poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Eat this, maybe you'll be able to tell black and white in court tomorrow. Wait, it says here. I need to show this. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall had just started making a name for himself. There's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy of Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different from yours. I remember now. Remember what? So we did talk about it. Damn it. Oh god. Let me see. No, I'll get it. Wait. Right now I'm confused. Examine the ball. What's that? I wonder what he was writing for. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edward is sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey Edward. Is that detective gone through out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First let me see what this girl doing is crawling under my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... You're having trouble reading. I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation, Edward. You don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Edward, none of it is your fault. I know the path I walk. You don't need to tell me. And the path I walk hasn't been just one. I can't forgive myself what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think it's serious. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, please. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Discarded letter of resignation? He's serious. This one, you can give it to... From what I look at the guide, you can show it to him. Due to recent investigation events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor. He really wrote a resignation letter. Wow. Even when resigning, Mr. Edward is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault. Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it is in the grown-up world. Yeah, but the responsibility means nothing if he just quits. Well, not everyone sees it that way. To truly take responsibility, you should have worked the rest of your life for no pay. That's one tough grown-up world out there. Wait. Let's flip it. Can't flip it? Okay. Show. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edward can't be serious? Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edward really feels responsible. Well, when I first met him, I thought he was as cool as I too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it? I made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. You can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edward. Depending on how this case turns out, I might already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this for Mr. Edward's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Detective's gumshoes ID tucked swiftly into pocket. Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, you see? Whatever you do, just don't stain that to his face. Look at his eyes, half shut. Yeah, and his mouth, half open. Each of his shirt buttons though is off a notch. And he's got a narrow end to of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being photogenic issue. Okay, let's go. Chief's office. February 24, Police Department. Chief's office. Here goes Mr. Light. Man, we're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Yeah. Clap. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I couldn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe ID crushed and rendered unusable in process. Don't do that to my guard. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if you're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is right for retreat. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Input number. You know what it is? I have a hunch. I know. I want to try my birth date. It's... Beep. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Knew it! Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 7777. The final ID card number on the record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered that room that day. 777777? That ID number? I think you're 17 shy. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? The desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. Funny that they haven't moved that table yet. The desk. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No sir. It's entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. Oh, ever since Lana left, no one touches that desk. No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You came here to look around, right? Because it's one of those SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant, so it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. There you go, ignoring me again. This is the real deal, isn't it? The armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitation. First the pipe organ, now this armor? Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it, I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh! Be careful what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in this armor to keep. I don't think he fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. The chief organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When the detective screws up, the chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listened to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to the theme park. Look at the giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I always dream about doing something like that. Note to self, detectives Gumshoe have a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window. Or he gets fired. Don't say that. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gan must keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were stuff of legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? Okay. Get ready. Let's find out. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shot from a broken cup? This is someone familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in it here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think it's chief made up? You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Oh, is that it? Is that all that is in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. With a hand and a broken shot from a cup. They both look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove you have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I can prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the line incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. Present. First thing first, let's show the picture. Instead, don't be so negative. We do want you to share your information though. Who am I fooling? I never had anything useful to share to begin with. Got to stay positive. First thing first, this one. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from the case? Oh, that's right. One of the shots had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? It was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble fragments. Yeah, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. It's right. Here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, your proof Chief Gan was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There. It fits like a charm. That of course means Chief Gan willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. Oh. Oh, after watching Zepla HQ. Okay. Oh, thanks. Okay, thanks Saver for checking me out. Okay. I'm still a small VTuber, but still, thanks for coming to the stream, okay? I enjoy a lot of RPG and story-driven games. Okay, so those are basically my main thing at stream. But hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. What do you mean? Huh? There's a reddish line on it. The reddish line? That's gone. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gan hide this in his safe? Unstable jar updated in the court record. Wait, does he have anything to say? Not yet. Now we gotta get the other one as well. Okay? It's not that. Wait. Is that? This fingerprint. Wait. Wait. Maybe we can show this. If what's the other piece of cloth? The other piece of cloth. That other piece of cloth. I know what it is, I know the other piece of cloth is, his clothing. That's the thing. But I don't know how to tie it. Look at the size of Chief Gan's desk. Speaking of that, well, we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gan? He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this though. Look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they are twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists runs twice as long. What would the other half of the list doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding about that case. It would appear so. Evidence list. Okay, let's check out. I wonder what is this? It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is this? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh no. It's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. I think this is Lana's one, right? I mean, Emma's drawing, right? Okay, I think that's the thing we need for... We asked him to give it to us. That's what Chief was reading before, wasn't it? When we first came in here? Yeah, it looks like the right side of the form's been torn off. So Mr. Edgeworth's list really was only half of the thing? Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of the form, pal. The back. Yeah, I did check. We did check that just now. Maybe we can talk now. Okay, let's talk again. We checked the back already. What now? What now? Let's examine again. Anything we left out? You can see pretty far from 50 stories up. At first, Chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh, stained glass or not, it's a huge window. What else? What else did we miss? This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gann to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Anything else? At the other. I did take a look at it. I did take a look at it. Anything? Other than this, of course. Can't make it out, better keep it quiet. Ah, come on! What now? Let's talk about Chief Gann. When it came to this. Wait, let's ask about this one here. Because we did manage to use 777. That's the ID card record, isn't it? There's only one number left to investigate, 420. What now? What now? What else? What else? This one? Let's try. Okay, what about Neil's autopsy? If I'm sure... Fine! SL9 incident trial. No, it's not it. Fingerprints? It's not this. Evidence locker. It's not the evidence locker. How about this? Screwdriver. What do I need to show? What do I need to show? Oh god. Really am confusing. It says here, fingerprinting set. It said, Gumshoe, I'd like to have to look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, let's go to town. Sheesh. What? What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed onto the print, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Okay, we're gonna dust it. We're gonna dust it. Blow. I give it my best shot. That kind of result won't be good enough for matching footprints, will it? A fingerprint. But it doesn't look like it will get a clear result from this print. Let's try a different finger then. How about this? And... blow. This should be enough, right? Damon Gap. Wait. Oh. Let me see. Nope. Emma? It's Emma's, right? It's Emma's. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Have you found a match? Whose fingerprints are they? Huh? It seems the fingerprints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I bet they'd be dark print. Yo, over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Found in Chief Gan's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Where's Emma Sky's prints? Well, was there any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get in some hard evidence. But we broke it, right? Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the case? Eek! Chief Gan! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. And you in the coat? Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too then. Wait, you there without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not licensed. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright? Don't! Look, pal, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief office is off limit. But no, you just had to go sneaking in like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it would be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get a picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all the time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. What happened to Emma? After that, I heard from Emma. He said the police wanted to ask her some questions, because he's busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I committed to do everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you, so you all, I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your word. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edward was right. Edward? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Keep it quiet. Now, I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there's no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you are unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you are incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one who I'm supposedly frightened of. What is this person's name? Take that! Well, Miss Kai? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit about what you know? What you think you know? Damon Gant. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edward will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it though that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edward didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. I knew it from the first I saw him. He's the culprit. I knew he's the culprit, but you know, no proof. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. I want to get the murder scene. Take that. Want proof of chief wrongdoing? Here it is. That evidence proves someone is doing something wrong alright. Let's start with chief. What would it be? Why, you, of course. Me? You seriously believe that you're saying what you're saying, don't you? Now that's scary. You seem to have the makings of a criminal in you. What with all your fallacious accusation? Had to spend tonight in the cell next to mine? If you ask me, you're the scary one. You falsified. This one. Not the chief. Oh, come on. Can we prove that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case? Evidence list? I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? These are pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmise. I cannot disobey the chief's order, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Orders. Although, I can't tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. I found the body. This was the knife that stuck into it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting out my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then you saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hit Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was the evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have field day with that. So you wrapped the knife with your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the floor to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lena's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. The Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts yet must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? A great alibi! I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. Got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief office 2 years ago. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's a long one. So tomorrow is the final day of the trial. Whew. Like, there's going to be okay. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is Friday, so I have a lot of time. We're gonna go for the finale tomorrow. Okay, I think if it's like 2 or 3 hours, I'll take it. Okay, I will go until the end. Okay, and next week I can focus on one stream a day on weekdays. Okay, I don't want to get too tired. Going to double stream every day is quite tiring. Maybe like if I have one stream, I can put 3 hours into it. Okay, from maybe from 8 p.m. to 11. Okay, like 3 hours. Okay, so yeah, I think that'll be better for me. Less strain on me. Okay, so with that said, I'll end the stream today, and tomorrow we'll finish this, and we're also gonna play Miasma Chronicle. Okay, yeah, that's all for now. Bye bye.